Hi guys, how you doing? Well, I just remembered something else I forgot that I want to talk about. I think mostly from my last video. And that was when the mainstream media basically tells the audience, that's not what they say. That's what I thought they'd say, but that's not what they say. Okay. 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 When they say, when Trump says this, he really means that. Okay, so you're a mind reader now? That you know what he means or what he's really thinking when he says this? I mean, you really know more about the man than the man himself? I mean, come on. My ex-wife, okay, she always assumed she knew what my thinking is, or what I mean, or what I'm really saying, or when I'm saying this, I'm not saying that, or, you know, we were in marriage counseling because it was very bad. It was very bad, you know. She would interrupt me, and I would say, "Will you please don't interrupt?" "Well, I know what you're going to say." "Oh, really? You know exactly what I'm going to say. You know me that well." "Okay, what did you think I was going to say?" "Well, you were going to say this, this, and this." "Really? And had you let me finish my thought, I would tell you that what I was about to say was that. Okay. So what you thought or assumed, remember when you assume, guess what? You make an ass out of you and me. Okay. So assuming is never a good thing. And these politicians who are running for president, these candidates, and the mainstream moderators, like what did Trump mean when he said, "We're going to make America great again"? I'll tell you what he means. I'm not going to let him tell you what he means. I will tell you what somebody else means when somebody else says this. So I'm going to basically, by telling you what I know he means, I know for a bona fide fact what he means. And I will not let him say what he means. I will prevent him from saying what he means. Don't listen to him. Listen to me. I know. Have you lived with him? No. Have you been friends with him? No. Have you spent a lot of time with him? Oh, hell no. So how do you know what he means? How do you understand? How can you possibly know what he means if you wouldn't even go near him with a 10-foot pole? You never talked with him. You never sat with him. You never engaged conversation with him. Like my ex-wife. I mean, I think my ex-wife has more validity in assuming what I mean by certain things, or what I'm not saying when I say something else. She has more validity because she lived with me. She spent time with me. She had engaged in conversation with me. But these candidates and the mainstream media have not sat down with him, have not talked to him, have not spent time with him, and we're supposed to believe that somebody, and many somebodies actually, who have never ever spent time with the man, and if suggested to do so, would bona fidely refuse. But I know what he means. I know what he's really saying. When he says nationalist, he means white nationalist. And believe me, don't believe him. I can tell you what he means. I'm a mind reader. I know exactly what he's saying when he says something. Okay, I know him better than he even knows himself. So don't believe him. Believe me. Believe me about him. Okay. This is what we're dealing with now. This is what we're dealing with now. We're dealing with a bunch of people who know our president better than he knows himself. And they've never sat with the man, never talked with the man. Some people have refused. I just saw recently on the news about I think the winner of the women's soccer team, right? And they refuse an invitation to the White House. She refuses. Because she knows this, and this about the man. And that's why I'm not going. And she was asked, well, why don't you accept the invitation and ask him himself? Oh, because he's a bona fide liar. He's a compulsive liar. Really. What is he lying about? I asked this to one of my former friends. A friend that, I've known for years and don't want anything to do with me, And they said, how many lies has he told? Oh, about 10,746. Really, and you counted every one. You counted every one of his lies. You kept track. Every time he told me, ching ching, okay, add that to the list. Oh, another lie, ching ching, and it builds up on the print calculator or the counter, right? It's like, oh, another lie. Okay, ching ching. Okay, I've just documented another lie. Okay, can you tell me what the lies are? Well, that's not important. The important thing is he told all these lies. He's a liar. He's a compulsive liar, and he's been lying all the time. And when I heard that, I said, okay, so you are upset that he doesn't tell the truth. You're upset that a politician is not telling the truth. That's a surprise to you? Okay, so you're saying to me, by you being upset that he lies, that he's a liar, okay, what about Nixon? What about Ford? What about Kennedy? Well, I don't know, maybe not Kennedy. What about Johnson? What about Carter? Okay. What about the first Bush? I'll tell you something about the first Bush. Okay. Bush 41. Okay. Who recently passed away. I did not vote for George Bush. I didn't like him. I liked Reagan. I didn't like Bush. And Bush goes after Saddam Hussein. That's how far back it goes. Okay. He went after Saddam Hussein. He attacked all the installations. The weapons of mass destruction, which was so overused. I remember when it was so overused. It's lost its shock. It lost its zap feeling, Weapons of mass destruction. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Weapons of mass destruction. It lost its, So I said, okay, how about weapons of mass murder? Or, okay, let's get rid of the word mass. Okay, because that's also used. Okay. How about weapons of... Okay, I just forgot to that. But I could say weapons of destruction and murder on a global scale. Overwhelming murder. I'll think of it. I'll think of a better term than weapons of mass destruction. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make here is, okay. And I've been watching news on that, and I kept watching it. And I was following it and everything, okay. He attacked this installation, and he attacked that installation, and blah, 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 blah. And he didn't go after him. Just the weapons manufacturing. And so, he destroys Saddam Hussein's weapons capabilities. And he leaves the man in power. I was like, no, 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 no. You don't leave the man in power. Now, I didn't sit with the man, I didn't, you know, but, you know, I know the kind of person he was, because I'm a study of psychology, socialism. So people would say to me, aha, Jim, so you think you're a mind reader now? So you're accusing, you know, you're accusing other people of being mind readers and knowing Peter better than those. And you're saying you know Saddam Hussein more than he knows about himself? No. I never said that. I said, I know more about him than everybody else knows about him. That's the difference. That's the difference. Everybody going after President Trump is saying, we will tell you what we know he means, or what he is saying, or what he is not saying. That's a little different than what I'm saying, that they're keeping the man in power, even though they destroyed his weapons capabilities. And I said, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I'll be so glad if I'm wrong. But if you leave this homicidal maniac in power, okay, he is going to treat it like an inconvenience. Okay, well, because he is so narrow-minded in destroying all these countries, you know. And that narrow-mindedness, I've been with a lot of people who are so narrow-minded, and their focus is so narrow-minded, you know. And so his narrow-mindedness was, he is going to destroy some countries, okay? But you can leave them in power. So he says, Saddam Hussein assesses the damage. And he says, okay, well, I guess I'll just go back to the drawing board and build it back up again. Because he is like Captain Ahab of Moby Dick. Okay, I've never read Moby Dick, but I heard a lot about the book. Okay, I heard a lot about the story of Moby Dick and Captain Ahab. Matter of fact, I think I should rent the movie, or, you know, I think there's lots of movies out now about Moby Dick and Captain Ahab. So Captain Ahab has this blind obsession of destroying Moby Dick. Well, Saddam Hussein has this blind obsession, or had, okay, of destroying some countries. Countries, okay. Confuse the two words. Okay. Okay. It's right against so you can see it. Okay. Now, I'll remember that. Okay. Bush 41 leaves the man in power. So what does Saddam Hussein do? He builds up his weapons arsenal again. But what does Bush 43 do? 43 is smart. Bush 43, okay, knows or knew the kind of blind, obsessive, narrow-mindedness excuse me, Saddam Hussein was. And he knew, keeping the man in power, he's just going to build it back up again. So, his mission was destroy the weapons capability, and when that's finished, he will go after the man and have him arrested and tried on criminal charges about torturing his own people, you know, and whatever the capabilities. Okay, so I don't know why I brought that up. So, people know Trump better than they know himself. Better than he knows. Okay. Also, celebrities. Celebrities. Especially movie stars. Okay. I join. That was the better word I was thinking of. I join so many people who basically say, "You're welcome." They're actors. They're actors. And everybody has an opinion, political opinion or whatever. They're for this or they're against this, blah, 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 blah. All right. But I don't want somebody telling me what I should believe, what I should think. Okay, you must think this. And if you don't think, if you don't agree with me, then you are a horrible person. You are a traitor to your country, blah, 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 right? No. No. I am entitled to my own opinion. He's entitled to his. She's entitled to hers. They're entitled to theirs. Okay. My ex-wife told me, she actually, living with her for as long as I lived with her, and the way she spoke about things, she really believed she was born with a monopoly on the truth. And she knew what was right and wrong. She knew what was truthful and what wasn't. And her opinions, she regarded as facts. This is a fact. No, this is an opinion. Well, you're wrong. This is a fact. Okay, I just disagree with you. No, you're just delusional. You're delusional in your thinking. Because you're sick in the head. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm just expressing an opinion. Well, guess what? Your opinion is wrong, and my opinion is right. And I'm sure there's lots of people like that in every walks of life, everywhere on earth. You'll have people like that. So, you know, I say, look, you're entitled to your opinion, I'm entitled to mine. And your opinion is just as valid as my opinion is. Well, they can't both be right. Yeah, they can. Actually, they're not right, they're valid. There's no right or wrong here. Okay? You're saying my opinion is invalid because it's different from yours. And you are the master of the truth. You hold the mighty scepter in your hand. And you know the truth about everything. And if someone disagrees with you, they are wrong. That was Mac's wife. And I'd say you'll find that about everybody. Everybody is offering their opinions. Okay? And you have opinions. I have opinions. We all have opinions. And each opinion is valid. There's no right or wrong. Okay? I'm not wrong about Trump. I have my opinion about Trump. You are free to disagree with me. We'll just agree to disagree. No, we won't agree to disagree because you're wrong. Oh, I'm so glad I'm out of that relationship. I'm glad I'm out of that marriage. You know, how did I survive? Oh, I was a battered husband for a long time. Because you're wrong. You're deluded in your thinking. Nobody thinks the way you do. You got to screw loose. I'm entitled to my opinion. Well, they're incorrect opinions. And I think that's what you find. I think that's what you find in dealing with people who are to the left or to the right. You know. And as a matter of fact, I first heard about right and left when they would be talking about Israel. And that there are two groups in Israel. Those who follow the Prime Minister of Israel, Bibi Netanyahu, and those who follow this woman, I don't remember her name. And I thought to myself, wow, is she underneath him? What position does she have in the Israeli government, you know? And I would hear about this, and I would hear the terms right and left, right and left. Okay, right and left. Make a right-hand turn over here. Okay, turn left here. No, you should have made a right-hand turn. You should have turned right. About face. Right face. Left face. Okay. Left and right. Left and right. Left and right. Okay. And the words also have other meanings. Well, I didn't eat everything on my plate, so what's on the plate is what's left. You know what? I think you're right. Everybody has a right. Right and left, right and left, right and left. Right hand, left hand. Right? Am I correct? So. And I couldn't understand right and left. I didn't even know what right and left was. What is your position on issues if you're on the right? What are your position on issues? Matter of fact, I didn't even know that. I said, okay, what makes it definitive who's on the right and who's on the left? And I would be told, and that would confuse me, you know, because I grew up believing everybody had their own opinions. There was no extreme right, extreme left, you know. And the first time we hear about right and left in politics is in Israel. I said, well, Netanyahu is the prime minister, like Winston Churchill was the prime minister of England. So I'm going to stick with the prime minister because he's prime minister. Who's this woman? What position does she hold? And then there's, well, he is the prime minister, but this person is president. Okay, is president above or below prime minister? A very impressive title. You're like, if you are, but I'm president. And other countries I would hear, this person is president, this person is not. But they hold equal power. Now how is that possible? Is he co-president? Is that person co-president? No, that person is not co-president. That person holds a different title, which I never got the answer to. But with Israel, with Netanyahu, he's prime minister like Churchill was prime minister. And this person is president, like our president, who is the leader of our country. So you have the prime minister and you have the president in the same country. Okay, so who has the bigger power? Who is the true leader of the country? If one person is prime minister and the other person is president, okay, I could never understand that. And that always confused me. So I never understood right and left. Well, because of what's going on now with, I knew Democrat and Republican, but again, I didn't know the difference. Just like I didn't know the difference between Ford and Chevrolet. You know. You couldn't tell the difference between a Ford and a Chevrolet. I'm sorry, they're both cars as far as I was concerned. It had 4 wheels and an engine and an exhaust pipe. It's a car. I can't tell Chevrolet or Pontiac or Buick or Ford or Lincoln or Chrysler. They're all cars to me. Like I said, 4 wheels, engine, exhaust pipe, steering wheel, takes you where you want to go. It's a car. That's all I knew. So, but then I learned the difference. Just like I didn't know the difference between right and left. So if you're on the right, what does that mean? If you're on the left, what does that mean? You know, what does it mean to be on the right? What does it mean to be on the left? And I'm going right when I'm being left. No, I'm saying right while I point. No, I'm saying left when I'm pointing right. And I'm saying right when I'm pointing left. See how confusing that was to me? That's basically how confusing it was to me. For many years, not many years, but several years, when I first heard about right wing, left wing, I was, okay, a bird has a right wing and a bird has a left wing. And the bird needs both wings in order to fly. Okay. What do you mean right wing, left wing? Hell, I didn't know the difference between a wing and the building. Well, he's in the center wing of our building. Do you mean center corridor? Center hallway? I don't see feathers. What do you mean wing? What wing? I don't see a wing. Is the damn building going to fly off into the sky? Wing. You know. I didn't understand wing. right wing, left wing, except on a bird. A bird has a right wing and a bird has a left wing. And the bird needs both the right wing and the left wing in order to fly. The plane has a right wing and a left wing. And the plane has an elevator. Oh, that was another thing that I thought was hysterical. When they said, the plane has an elevator. Oh yeah, how many floors does it have? Can you get in the elevator and it goes up and down? What do you mean elevator on a plane? It's not double-decker. You need an elevator? Well, there is an elevator in the plane to go down the galley. That's an elevator. But on the tail, okay, it's a tail. And there's an elevator on the tail. Okay, flaps. That's what birds do. They flap their wings, right? So, flaps on the wing. Okay, but, okay, telling the wing, okay, flap your wings, right? That's an elevator on the wing. And I think I heard the term rudder. Rudder on a plane. Like rudder on a boat, right? I heard, there's something wrong with the rudder on your boat. You know. So, there were so many terms for so many years that applied to certain things, but I couldn't understand when they applied to something else. You know. But after a long time in trying to sort out right-wing politics and left-wing politics and moving far to the right and far to the left. And you know what's really interesting? According to Democrats and liberals, okay, Democrats have left, center, left, far left, and extreme left. And according to them, the Republicans or the conservatives are not set up the same way. Hold on. Just a second. Fire alarm. Like at school, right? They're going to close my door. Right. And if there really is a fire out there and the door is closed, hell, I'm trapped in here. There it goes. Hey, I have privacy now. I don't have to worry about my voice carrying off into the hallway. But anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Right, I got it. Yeah. See, the right has the same thing too. You have right, center, regular right, far right, and extreme right. But according to liberals and Democrats, as far as they're concerned, they don't exist. There's only one position and one position only for all Republicans and all conservatives. And that is the alt-right, the extreme far right. As far as they're concerned, there are no center, moderate, it's all extreme, all to the right. But they have a variety. They have left, center, left, moderate, little far right, extreme right, full right, and isn't that a little unfair? That goes against my thought that everything is balanced. And here on this side of the aisle, the conservative Republican side, those positions exist. There are center rights. There are moderate rights. There are, extreme rights, full rights, far right. Not all people on the right are extreme right, okay? We could say that to left, but we don't. We don't. Because we are fair. And that's basically the difference between them and us. And you know I hate that because think of that Bugs Bunny Yosemite Sam cartoon where there's a flag flying them and a flag says us. Us and them. Even the Pink Floyd song on the Dark Side of the Moon album, us and them. You know, us and them. Can't we just be all? Why does it have to be us and them? Why can't it be all? What's wrong with all? I know it's a tool in somebody's toolbox, okay? But we're all Americans, all Americans. And I just want to articulate something very, very clearly, okay? We don't hate anybody. We don't hate anybody. We are loving people. We are tolerant people. We disagree with those on the other side of the aisle, but we express no ill will toward them. We don't wish them harm. I was online and I'd be writing comments, you know, and then there would be this far left, extreme left person writing troll. When I first heard the word troll, I thought of a little guy under a bridge. That's a troll. I thought of Bob Troll on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Robert Troll. You know, Robert Troll. And he dressed up like a troll.
Hey, Jim.
Hi, Jackie.
I've been waiting all morning.
Yeah.
All morning for some washcloths.
Okay.
And I haven't done any yet, but I'm just giving you a heads up. I'm still waiting on delivering some.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna let
Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, please keep the door open. Yeah, it's okay. I know. Okay. So, anyway. So now I'm used to the term troll as a verb. He trolled them. See? I'm open to understand terminologies. Even terminologies that, you know, are different from what I grew up with. I says, okay, well, that's the language of the day. Hell, I didn't know Valley Girl talk until, you know, actually it wasn't until Frank Zappa had the Valley Girl song. And I'm like, gag me with a spoon. Okay. Grody to the max. You know. Like, totally. They sound more like Jewish American princesses than Valley Girls. And I don't know. And Jewish American princess, you know, said, don't say that, that's offensive to Jews. Excuse me. You know, I remember, okay, talk about understanding culture, okay. Years ago, when I went on dates, I went out with a woman and we went to see New York Stories. New York Stories. And the New York Stories had 3 stories in it. The first one was interesting. The second one was boring. The third one starred Woody Allen. Okay. And Woody Allen is at a magic show, right? And, or either that or Woody Allen's the magician or whatever. And he says, I have a disappearing cabinet. And I would like a volunteer for the audience to enter my disappearing cabinet, and I'll make that person disappear. So he brings his mother, who, interestingly enough, the actress, and I didn't know this at the time, but I'm like, really? Wow, I should watch the movie again. The actress who played his mother in that movie, Kate Beckinsale or something, is the same woman who voiced Betty Boop Yeah. The Betty Boop of the Betty Boop cartoons. Okay. Craig Mistell or something. And she played his mother on the show. In the movie. I think that was one of her last roles, I think, before she died. So anyway, she goes into the booth, makes her disappear. And then they say, okay, I'm going to make her reappear. And he does the, abracadabra, whatever. Opens the cabinet, she's still gone. He looks all over the stage for her, nowhere to be found. And then what happens? A short time later, an apparition or a hologram of his mother appears in the sky and is throwing down a whole lot of Jewish jokes. And I was on a date, and my date was with me, and I mean, this woman, either she's Jewish, I think she is, as a woman, right? And she just went full Jewish mother on him. And I was laughing my head off. Oh, that is so funny. And my poor date, she's looking at me. I don't get, why is that funny? I don't get that. She's like, you're laughing hysterically, and I don't get the joke. This was 87 or so. But, so, I didn't get some of the references. But, in any case, so anyway, so, now I understand between right and left in terms of politics, and the fact that we acknowledge we have center, moderate, all the way to extreme, just like the left does. But when the left talks about themselves, okay, they more towards full left socialism, and we don't espouse to any aspect of it. They want to destroy us. We want to get along. And it reminds me a little bit of the conflict going in Israel, right? The Palestinians want to destroy Israelis, destroy the overtakers. And Israelis just want to get along. That's all we want, get along. So it's a conflict. They want us dead. We want you dead. We want to take back what you stole from us. We just want to get along with you guys. Same thing in America. So there really is no war. If there was a war, it would be both people considering the other side enemies. Okay. Palestinians consider the Israeli their enemy. That must be destroyed. Israelis don't see that. Israelis say, hey, we want to go along. Just like the Democrats say, destroy the racist, Nazi, conservative Republicans. Destroy them. Delegitimize them. And we're saying, hey, we want to go along. Anyway, my time is just about up, so I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I'm sure the next video that I post will not be political. Okay. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you didn't, okay, fine. Okay. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you later. Okay. Take care. See you soon. Bye.